She got sick of the constant moaning and the drama, so she had to flee. And can you blame her? Can you really blame her? Because Doria Ragland has stayed massively loyal to Meghan. Some time that things aren't great between Meghan Markle and her own mother, Doria Ragland. She has been completely miserable in the last couple of public appearances that the fake Duchess forced on her. Meghan Markle howled, "Don't leave me," as her mother, Doria Ragland, moved out of her and her hen-pecked husband, Prince Harry's Montecito mansion, RadarOnline.com can reveal.
What if the most shocking secret about Archie and Lilibet isn't who they are, but where they actually were?
Used her mom to care for her kids, and sources tell us even her own mother got so sick of her constant moaning and drama she had to flee the luxury home. Insiders say Ragland's departure has left Markle 43 and Prince Harry 40 struggling to adjust without her.
The tension didn't explode overnight. It built quietly, fueled by constant complaints, emotional pressure, and a growing sense of exhaustion. Sources claim that even Meghan's closest ally, her own mother, reached a breaking point. After months of loyalty and support, Doria Ragland allegedly chose to leave the Montecito home, unable to endure the ongoing drama. Her departure, insiders say, left Meghan in prison.
Class or a lesson in gaslighting, or whether Meghan Markle has absolutely lost her mind, or maybe it is the fact that she's able to get away over and over and over by flaunting her lies, most serious lies.
Prince Harry struggling, suddenly without the emotional and practical support they had relied on. It didn't begin with leaked documents or public scandal. According to those familiar with the moment, it started with a quiet question, one so unexpected it froze the room. During a private exchange, Doria Ragland reportedly asked about her own grandchildren, admitting she had rarely seen them. The simplicity of the question carried unsettling weight, hinting at a deeper disconnect beneath
A pulse.
A difficult patch, marked by professional setbacks and personal challenges. That's the understatement of the year. The tight-knit mother-daughter bond strengthened.
Unsettling weight, hinting at a deeper disconnect beneath the polished public narrative. A former staffer says the Montecito mansion never felt like a family home. Despite long hours spent moving through every room, the house felt staged, immaculate, untouched, and eerily still. Cushions were perfectly aligned, kitchens looked unused, and bedrooms felt decorative rather than lived in. There were no routines, no signs of daily life, and no evidence that anyone truly settled.
Maybe she says them over and over. She will convince herself and manage to convince idiots that still give her a platform that she didn't earn.
Into the space. What disturbed the staffer most was the silence. Homes with children usually hum with noise and unpredictability, but this one carried a heavy stillness. Days turned into weeks, then months, and nothing changed. No laughter, no footsteps, no nighttime cries, only emptiness. The absence became impossible to ignore.
One insider close to the family told us Doria was a steady support for Harry and Meghan during a tough time. She provided them with much-needed emotional strength, but she has her own life and social code.
At first, she told
leaving behind a quiet unease that lingered in every hallway. Eventually, the staffer asked another colleague a simple question. Had they ever seen the children? The response was immediate and chilling. Never. That single word confirmed what many had silently noticed. This wasn't a brief absence or a scheduling coincidence. Over months.
And the family, the royal family, the palace, is now finally willing to take action in the worst possible way for Meghan Markle. And talking about lies, I'm just going to show you a couple of things here.
Of daily work, the children remained unseen, unheard, and unaccounted for. According to the staffer, Meghan's presence in the house felt intermittent and carefully choreographed. She arrived with purpose, often accompanied by assistants or camera crews, moving through the space like a guest rather than a resident. When cameras were rolling, she appeared animated and warm. When filming
said about her mother leaving, she even pleaded, "Don't leave me," as she walked out the door with her suitcases. Harry also regarded Doria as a mother figure and both are feeling her absence.
She stopped, the energy vanished. The house, they say, wasn't being lived in, it was being staged. One evening shattered any remaining illusion. Raised voices cut through the usual silence, charged with emotion and tension. Meghan paced angrily, while Harry appeared worn down, exhausted and pleading
to concentrate on her own life, but remains a key part of the family. She plans to visit often, but won't be living with them full-time again. Our insider said the pair are totally lost, and Meghan must be thinking.
When the argument ended, the house fell into a cold, suffocating quiet. To the staffer, it didn't feel like a single bad night. It felt like a pattern finally exposed. Over time, another absence became impossible to ignore.
Could have.
Massively loyal to Meghan. She drank the Kool-Aid for a period. She even was used as propaganda in the Netflix documentary series. But since then, like the rest of the world, she's seen...
During periods that allegedly overlapped with Meghan's pregnancies, the staffer claims she never observed the physical signs typically associated with pregnancy. No visible changes, no careful movements, no accommodations or preparations. The doubt...
Doria has a track record of running off and disappearing for years at a time. Now, I'm not criticizing Doria for that.
Lingered, not as certainty, but as unanswered questions that refused to fade. Months after leaving the job, the staffer watched the Netflix documentary expecting familiarity. Instead, the house on screen felt wrong. The layout...
Where were they?
Make your choices. However, I do believe that it was Doria's responsibility to ensure that Meghan didn't treat her father the way that she is now treating her. Angela Levin, our royal master.
Lighting, gardens, even the rooms themselves didn't match the place she had worked in daily. Scenes of family life and children playing felt foreign. If this wasn't the same house, she wondered, why recreate it elsewhere? From the moment staff entered the
accompanied.
It's lovely to have grandchildren. So at the beginning of these relationships, they're lovely. Everybody's happy and the children are growing and all that. But if you start taking advantage of the mother...
Property, information control was absolute. Phones were confiscated, bags searched, and movements monitored. Surveillance focused not on intruders, but on workers themselves. Even harmless photos were swiftly deleted. The house felt less like a home and more like a sealed vault, designed to ensure that nothing, no images, no observations...
Start disagreeing, one about, complaining when you've got this absolutely amazing home and so much that you can do, and you just get fed up with...
Ever escaped. Quietly, staff across departments noticed the same omission. Laundry workers never washed children's clothes. Groceries never included baby food. No toys were cleaned. No children escorted. No meals prepared for young ones. Each role, independently, encountered the same absence. What began as a feeling hardened into a pattern. There was no daily evidence of children living there. When all the pieces are placed together, a troubling picture emerges, not built on proof, but on repetition.
Time, from several days a week to just one or two.
For Meghan and Harry's, she wouldn't have minded, and she didn't mind, to be very comforting to them. As I said, they both felt that they were,
For grandchildren. Staff who never encountered the realities of family life. A home that felt staged. A story told publicly that didn't match what was lived privately. None of it proves anything definitively, but contradictions have a way of demanding attention. And the question left behind remains unsettling and unresolved. If no one inside the house ever saw the children, where were they?
And you've got to sort of learn to stand on your own 2 feet. And she just got fed up, because if she just listens to these moans, and if actually